Welcome back to the Chad Hasty Show on News Talk 95.1 FM and 790 AM. KFYO. In studio with me right now, Lubbock County Commissioner Jason Corley, who is the county commissioners and the county government's been in the news a little bit lately, so
yeah, that's
kind of used to it right now, right?
Well, it's getting to be the new norm.
It's I mentioned earlier, I think the Lubbock City Council really likes the county government at this point. So the City Council thanks you for just being in the county.
Oh, yeah. Well, we're taking the heat. We're feeding the media right now, giving them a break. So
yeah, exactly. Well, let's talk before we get into the big news of the week, which was the medical examiner's office and everything that has developed throughout the week. The original reason we had you here today is to talk about the upcoming county commissioners meeting, which is usually it's on Tuesdays. This one's going to be moved to Monday. Right?
Mondays. Usually it's on Monday. Sometimes we'll move them Tuesday, but normally they'll be on the second and fourth Monday of every month.
Okay.
So it is open comment now, so you can come out. When you get there, make sure you sign up to talk because we're just going off the sign-up list. Once we take up the list, we get started, that's your last chance. So if there's anything you want to come that's on the agenda that you want to talk about, which the agenda goes up on the website on Fridays, the Friday before the following Monday before we have court. But this is your opportunity. Come down, tell us exactly what you think of what's on there. You're welcome to discuss any issue that's listed. So there's just kind of scrolling through this one. There's oh my gosh, that's a big one. We got 35 different items on there. There's 2 on there that I just really want to discuss with people. If there's something on there that you see, it should be up on the website by now. You can take a look at it. But the census is coming up. We had some people from the Census Department come in and just talk with us a little bit. One of the things we need to make sure that we do is try to if you get that census card in the mail, please fill that thing out and send it in. It's not going to be the long form this time, the ones that asked how many toilets you had in your house and
right.
how many toothbrushes, what size shoes do you wear. It's not as bad as what it used to be. This is just the short form, so we do ask people to fill that out and send it in because when the state or feds or anybody, when they start looking at funding for different areas, particularly with roads, this is something they're going to take into consideration is how many people live there. Well, we need to verify that those people are there. And one of the most unreported groups that goes out is going to be children. And depends where you're at. You may have some different situations. I know in the past we've had some, you might have some grandparents and, maybe they're the one raising the kids and, we don't know where mom and dad is and they don't want that reported or anything like that. So they maybe try to be a little more low key about the fact that those kids are living there. This doesn't go anywhere. We don't hand these census cards off to immigration. We don't hand them off to CPS or anything like that. They use it just to get a head count and they go from there. So, we want to make sure that we're not underreporting. If we're underreporting, when we try to get funds from the federal government, makes it a little bit different to get Lubbock's share. When they're like, well, wait, there may be 310,000 people, if only 305,000 unreport, it makes a difference. So if you get that card, please, fill it out, send it back to us. That's coming up. It's going to be a little while, but that is on there. Vote to approve the census or to support it. One of the other things that's kind of a funny one, you may see something on there about ending the travel account to Jamaica. So,
no.
Yeah. Well,
Wait a minute. There's a travel account to Jamaica?
In the course of some investigations, they were investigating some family members of someone that committed a crime. And we did have people travel to Jamaica to interview them and check on that. I really questioned that one too. It was back in December, just, I think November, December, somewhere in there. And, called and asked about it. Had a good laugh about it. Said, well, okay, look, that is part of the investigation, to go down there and talk to them. And I was like, how do you get on that investigation?
Yeah, I know.
Y'all need
So it wasn't county commissioners going to Jamaica.
No,
this was like, I would guess sheriff's office maybe?
Right.
Okay.
Most of the county commissioners' trips are to the People's Republic of Austin. We typically don't go to Jamaica.
Yeah, Jody was over there going, well, who was going to Jamaica from the county commissioners?
Right. How did I get on that?
We know there were some famous people on there, but was anyone going to Jamaica? No. So no one from the county commissioners' court was going to Jamaica.
Nobody's going to Jamaica. Don't think so.
All right.
Yeah, but of all the places to get the capital moved, that would be my pick. So that was the other one on there. I thought was just, you'll read it. Wait a minute. What's going on here? I need to see the supporting data on
that's pretty funny. The travel account to Jamaica. Now, Okay, well, you brought up the traveling to Austin. Are you going to be going to Austin for Lubbock Day, or who from the county commissioners court, or does anyone from the county go? To,
I believe Curtis is going to go down there and represent us. I think that's appropriate for a county judge to go down there and talk with our legislatures, which we talk with ours all the time, but talk with the other ones around the state. And just let them know, our Charles Perry at one of our SPAG meetings get up there and talk about, Port of Houston. Everybody talks about that. It's one of the busiest ports in the entire country, if not the world. And, they always want to make sure we got money to keep that thing open and running. And, if it's shut down for, I think, a week, you could have a serious, it shut down Wall Street just about. And, one thing that Charles is good about reminding them is said, there's a lot of cotton that goes out through that port. And you guys need to remember where that oil comes from. And that comes from West Texas. So just remember that when y'all start deciding where you're going to spend and what you're going to do with those state tax dollars, that you need to make sure you're taking care of what's supplying your ports. And that usually gets some attention. So.
Has there been any discussion about anyone from Lubbock County going down and testifying on any pieces of legislation? You look at SB2 already; they've already had some hearings, but maybe on HB2 or other. Has there been any discussion for the county commissioners on that?
There's a little bit of talk. I know Chad and I discussed it back and forth some. We both came out in support of it. I believe Curtis is in support of it as well. I haven't heard from Bill and Gilbert on it, but. When we get to that time, if Charles and Dustin needs us to come down and testify on it, I'd be willing to. Yeah. And I know Chad would. I think Curtis would be too.
So usually it's the lawmakers who reach out to you guys and say, hey, will you come down to Austin and testify on whether it's HB2 or, some other bill in the future?
Oh, well, anybody can go down and testify for it. Whether you're for or against, you're more than welcome to. Chad and I both voiced our support for it. Collins County had a resolution to support it. Something maybe we ought to take a look at here in Lubbock as well. Yeah. I'd be open to the idea of going down there just to say, hey, look, this benefits my voter. I'd be in favor of it.
Yeah.
Testify for the people that elected me, not opposed to them.
Right. Yeah. I just, it's one of those deals where, we've seen in the past where county commissioners, from different counties have gone and testified down in Austin. What else is coming up on the agenda? Are those kind of the two big items?
That's the two big items. There's some bill paying stuff. There's some travel stuff that's, coming up. We try to send our personnel out to get training. The laws change all the time. We want to make sure that we keep them up to date. Proving, everybody's got to carry a bond, depending on what your position is at the county. Not everyone, but a lot of people. You'll see some approvals for that on there. And if anybody's got any question about anything that's on there, call your county commissioner. Call and ask, and we'll get you some more information on it. Right now, something I'd asked, the city does a really good job of putting up their supporting documents, that go along with that. So the county right now, we just don't have the capacity on the website to really be able to get that information out there. Something we need to look into, something we need to work on. But in the meantime, if you want that information, call down here. We'll give it to you. It's not a secret. It's your information. It's your county. So call us up. We'll get it for you.
Visiting with County Commissioner Jason Corley here on the show. At the last County Commissioners meeting, y'all did approve to move forward with a bond election. I know you and Commissioner Chad C, you were two votes that y'all wanted to table the issue. Not necessarily that you're against a bond election, but you wanted to table the issue. Now that it's been approved to be put on the upcoming May ballot, what does that mean for you guys? What are you going to have to do to sell this to the people, or do you think you have to?
As far as I'm concerned, I want everybody to make an educated decision on it. Do we need to fix the roads? Yes, we do. The question is the timing. My concern was I want to get through a budget cycle, because the way it was explained to me is this won't raise your taxes. We don't have to raise taxes. Well, hold on. Let's, that sounds good, all well and good, but let's get through the budget cycle. Let's see where that money is. Because on the debt schedule on there, right off the bat, is $5 million. And we need that money to go ahead and do the studies. And don't get me wrong, I agree with this. I'm just trying to make sure everybody has the information. So the first $5 million will pay to do the road studies, the engineering on those 17 projects identified in Tier 1. Then that'll take possibly 2 years. So you won't see any more debt added on, during that time period. And, my goal and Chad's goal, what we've been talking about is, man, we want to wait till the jail rolls off. We're trying to, I wouldn't say we're not trying to kick the can down the road as it's been described not too long ago.
Right.
But we do need to look at that. You do have a lot of people that are on a fixed income. Do we need to fix the roads? Yes, we do. But once that jail rolls off, man, that frees up. That tax rate is going to drop significantly. So that might be the time to come back to the voter and say, okay, for a 3-cent increase, do you want to do this? You just had a 16-cent decrease. Where are we at on that? What I don't want to see happen is somebody go, oh, look at all this. There's 16 cents freed up. I've seen school districts do that and then just say, oh, well, we're going to spend that money a different way. No. Hold on. Drop that tax rate back, then go back to your voter and say, okay, look, how would y'all feel about X? Do you want this? Do you want it? Yes or no? And we'll go from there. But I think a lot of people will be in support of that to go in and say, yeah, go ahead and let's spend that money. Let's fix those roads.
You mentioned kicking the can down the road, and it seems to me, and just doing the show as long as I've done it, I've heard from every county commissioner who's come through who have said we need to fix roads, we need to fix roads, we need to fix roads. Why is it now all of a sudden when you guys were just now elected and you're going through your first month? Hey, now we have to do a bond election. Now, why was this, or was this brought up in the past and it just never gained any momentum? What's the history of this idea of the bond election?
I don't recall it coming up in the past. Not that I cannot remember a time when the county did a bond election for roads. That's not something.
Was there any discussion when y'all were approving this and talking about this at Commissioner's Court about how, oh man, we wanted to do this 5 years ago, and there just wasn't the political will, or whatever. Was there any of that type of discussion?
I've never heard anything to that. We got a county engineer, we got Jennifer in there, and she's done a great job. She's been working on this for about a year. It wasn't something we just dreamed up overnight. It's like, hey, we got to do this right now. It wasn't something like that. So,
but everyone's known
there's been planning, right?
Everyone's known that there's been Woodrow Road and other roads have needed attention for years now.
We didn't just get hit by a comet yesterday and now we got to fix this. It's not like Hurricane Harvey came all the way into Lubbock and washed out all our roads. It's been bad for 30 years. And why all of a sudden 45 days in you've got a new 3/5 of your court's new. So why do we have to do it right this minute? I just wanted to get through a budget cycle, and that first $5 million that we need. Okay, can we find that in the budget?
Yeah.
Well, last year we found $6.8 million for new software, and the year before that we found $6.3 million for new voting machines.
Well, and again, I also remember
roads are important,
and I also remember we had to take the break, but I also remember one of the reasons why we couldn't wait to vote on the Expo Center was because we didn't want to have a new separate election and pay for that was going to cost over $100,000, and now we're going to have one.
Oh yeah, now we're going to do that.
So
just that. Yeah,
it's odd how that happens. 770-5790 1-800-687-0790. We're visiting with County Commissioner Jason Corley. When we come back, we've got medical examiner stuff to get into and much more. We'll be right back. Chad Hasty Show, News Talk, KFYO. Thank you very much for tuning in. In studio with me right now, County Commissioner Jason Corley. We had a texter who was asking how much it cost the county to put on a single issue election. What do you kind of ballpark that at?
Okay, so the last election that we had, a general election. Now, in a general, the county, we have to pay for all of it. The county pays for it. The city tax something on there. They're going to pay a portion. Little municipalities, may pay for it. As far as the state's part, no, you want to vote in the state election, you pay for your own election in your county. That one ran about $300,000, a little over 300, like 325, somewhere in there. Now, that's so what's this election going to cost? On the high end, I can promise you it'll be less than that. It's going to be less than 325. On the low end, I would be surprised if it's below 150.
Yeah, we've seen figures before of county elections where it was around 160,000. Why does it cost money to put on an election for the county?
Staff. That's a big one. So you've got all those voting machines. We've got to load those things out. We haul them out to the voting poll or to the polling places. Once you get those out there, then you've got to have staff that's standing there, that's monitoring those, that's working with those. We try to get as many volunteers as we can. So if you're wanting to get involved, local government, then maybe you don't want to have a big debate or argue with anybody about anything about politics. Come out and volunteer for this. That would greatly help the county out. It's an interesting process. You can learn a lot about it. But we need those volunteers. What we can't get volunteers for, we've got to go out and hire. And that gets expensive. So the more volunteers we got, the less expensive we can keep your election. But we always wind up having to hire out. I was talking with Dorothy a little bit about this, our election administrator. She had told me, she said, I said, well, do you go through one company? She's like, well, actually, we're so desperate for people. We may talk to 4 different companies trying to get enough, get enough help. So if you can volunteer, please come out and do so. Man, we need your help. Helps us. It's one less thing we got to spend money on if we can get volunteers.
Yeah, and by the way, we're visiting with Jason Corley, County Commissioner. We may hold him over one more segment because we want to get into a little bit of the medical examiner issue that was brought up this week. It's been all over the news. The current medical examiner, Dr. Sam Andrews, he has accused you of oppression, I believe, and asking questions and harassment. I think he has accused you of. There is a lawsuit that has been filed against him and NAG Pathologies, NAAG Pathologies, accusing them of harvesting organs and basically going way too far with autopsies. Is that kind of the nutshell?
Well, that's the lawsuits for a county employee being fired by NAG Pathology is called that, and Dr. Andrews has got a suit against him as well. The county has not been sued. The employee, she stated her desire. She just kind of wants her job back at the county. Enjoyed what she was doing, and but was terminated by the medical examiner and NAG Pathology. And the problem there, if you go back, I think KCBD has that live footage up of the press conference. Torturous interference with a contract is what Kevin Glasheen, that's the lawyer that's representing her, had stated. So basically, that NAG was interfering with her contract with the county. That's what the lawsuit's about. Now, the allegations that she has made, that goes into that, the taking of excessive amounts of tissue, and those kind of things.
And this is something that you were asking him about, correct?
Right. So, I'd heard the rumors. We got in office and, went down. The idea that I've somehow harassed him, I thought that was just laughable. I've spoke to the man one time in person at his office. I'd gone back by a second time. His staff told me he was too busy to talk with me then. And I think I've sent him 3 emails just asking him to give me a call. So my contact with him has not been enough to, I don't know how you harass somebody with that little time.
Yeah, well, we'll talk about this. We're going to do one more segment with County Commissioner Jason Corley. We're going to talk about the medical examiner's office and where the commissioner's court goes from here. Texas Rangers are involved. The DA's office is involved. I believe the Texas Medical Board's involved. A lot of moving parts here. So we're going to kind of talk about this a little bit more when we come back. Chad Hasty Show, KFYO. Chad Hasty Show, News Talk, 95.1 FM, 790 AM, KFYO. County Commissioner Jason Corley in studio as we continue to talk about the medical examiner's office. So you went in and you asked the medical examiner, Dr. Sam Andrews, you were asking him about the allegations, or you were trying to ask him about these allegations. Did he ever respond to you? Did he ever say anything?
He just told me he thought it was frustrating that was going on. I said, well, okay, well, I can agree to that, but I need to reassure my voter that this is not taking place, and that's why I told him I want to be present for the autopsies of any minors, and that's not something you want to see, but the county commissioner's court does oversee this office. We do have oversight. If I had allegations something was crooked at Road and Bridge or something was going on over there, I'd be out following people around when they're running maintainers, see what's going on. We have a duty to the voter to do that. We need to go out. If there's something, if there's allegations being made about one of our departments, we need to go look into that. Where there's smoke, there's fire. Go check and make sure there's nothing going on there. And I've had 2 other things that people have contacted me about. Did the proper thing and looked into it, and nothing there. But the ME's office, I was, people had said different things to me about it. Checked it out, or started to check it out, and I get a little love note from Dr. Andrews. He's not real happy about me.
Exercising
exercising oversight.
You didn't get the note though,
Well,
right?
that's true.
So
that's
what?
True.
Okay, now this was it a letter, an email?
This was an email sent out on the 30th, and it was sent to.
This was after Texas Rangers are already started an investigation, right?
This is after they've already started their investigation. Okay. So it was sent out on the 30th. On the 15th is when it was given to me by Judge Parrish, and. Hats off to him. He did the right thing. I really appreciate Judge Parrish for doing that and saying, you need to see this. This was sent to me, one of the, Bill McKay, and it was also sent to several members of the DA's office and the DA. And I appreciated him saying, okay, you need to know.
Why was it sent to Bill McKay?
I have no idea.
Was it sent to Bill to Commissioner Flores?
No, his name was not. He was not CC'd. Neither was Chad C. as well.
Okay,
but that's.
But you don't know why
Well, Dr. Andrews isn't talking to me, so or has not responded back to my emails asking for him to give me a call. So,
did Commissioner McKay say anything to you?
No,
okay.
He hasn't mentioned it either. I'll just kind of let that one lie.
Okay,
but yeah, so.
In this email that he sent out to Commissioner McKay, to County Judge Curtis Parrish, to the DA's office, and I think to a professional board or whatever.
To name the National Association of
Medical Examiners.
Yeah, medical examiners.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah.
So in this letter that he sends out, this is not just a. Commissioner Corley is bothering me. He's alleging criminal acts, correct?
Right. There were criminal complaints, criminal acts in there as well, and he cited the penal code on those. And I've got a lawyer, so took it over there and said, "Hey, what is this?" And my lawyer looked at it and said, "You have oversight. What?"
Have the DA's office contacted you about any of
that? No, we haven't spoken on it.
Okay.
But we got oversight over that office. We're supposed to be looking into what's going on there. That's part of the job.
Yeah.
The allegations that I've created a hostile work environment down there, I thought that was just laughable, being as I've been there twice ever.
You've been on the court 2 months. That would be an impressive time to create a hostile work environment.
Yeah, and he sent the letter in 30 days. That's
So
he's alleging I've been pretty busy.
So let's moving this forward. You've got the Texas Rangers who are investigating Now they are investigating the medical examiner. Are they also investigating this company?
As far as the scope of their investigation, I don't know, and if I did, I probably couldn't comment on it.
Okay, but they are investigating.
Yes, they are looking into the matter. Hats off to Sunshine for contacting them. That's what needed to happen. Bring in a third-party investigator. Anything to do with government, there's always the conspiracy theorists get started, or the hey, what's going on here? What is that? If you guys looked into it yourself, wait a minute. I appreciate that she called the Texas Rangers. Let them come in, let them do a full investigation, let them check out and see what's going on, and then that way, when the whole thing's said and done, you've got a third-party investigator saying, "Okay, here's what it is. Here's what we found." And Sunshine has stated publicly that if they find that a crime's been committed, she will prosecute.
Yeah. So if you've got, have y'all had any contact with Travis County, because Travis County has not allowed? They're saying Dr. Sam Andrews is no longer allowed to participate in Travis County. That he's no longer allowed to give testimony in Travis County. Have y'all had any discussions with anyone in Travis County?
I have not. No, they've not contacted me. Now, if they've communicated with the DA's office or other commissioners or Curtis said, I wouldn't know of it.
Obviously, this is not on the agenda. Nothing regarding the medical examiners on the agenda coming up on Monday. I've been asked by some, and again, with multiple investigations going on, it looks like Texas Medical Board, Texas Rangers, others may get involved in investigations. What does this mean for the county and for the medical examiner's office moving forward? Can you suspend ties with the current medical examiner while he's being investigated, or what is the process now moving forward for you guys?
Well, we didn't put it on the agenda. We need to let the Rangers conduct their investigation. Let them look into it. Let them see what's going on. We do have a contract with NAG Pathology, and can we break contract with them? Yes, we can. There's reasons in there to that line out exactly that, and we'll get to the end of our investigation, and then we'll decide where we're going to go from there.
Okay, so you're going to let the investigation play out.
Yes.
All right. County Commissioner Jason Corley, appreciate your time. I know you got to get going, and we appreciate you coming in today.
Yeah, thank you. Anything we can do to keep our public informed.
Yeah, absolutely.